What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-A-Lago of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today?
I'm in radical left California. You didn't even know that? You didn't. I took a private jet out
Mm-hmm.
to Los Angeles, and they are lost. They are lost. They are so radical. We call it Los Angeles. Okay, it's a little MAGA humor, but it's there's beautiful women, so we respect that. But it's so sad. I see so many people walking around outside. You should see it. I went for a strong walk earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and all these people, they're wearing masks outside in the neighborhood. I'm staying with a Republican strong Trump donor which we respect that because he's choosing to be a strong Trump beacon of hope in a lost city of radical left losers. But you see these people walking around the street with the masks on. And when I walk by with, of course, no mask, because I've gotten boosted, but more importantly, I have strong. Remember Lethal Weapon 2? I have diplomatic immunity. Yeah, so that means you can shoot blacks. Remember, that's what the South African guy said. He said, and then you saw it. Danny Glover did, radical left black. He shot him. He ignored the immunity. So it's a very sad movie if you've ever seen Lethal Weapon 2. But
I don't know.
they
I didn't know that.
they walk in the street when I pass. And at first I thought it was out of strong presidential respect, but they're doing it because they're outside and they don't want to be within 40 feet of a vaccinated president. And it's so stupid.
I'm surprised you're actually staying with someone. You don't have a 5-star hotel or something like
Well,
that.
no, excuse me. This is a person with great wealth, great talent, and they did very well during the Trump economy. Okay.
Mhm.
So they have the kind of accommodations and they're sort of a strategist. So, when it'd be rude to say no. Of course, I wanted to stay in one of my properties, but when somebody makes I don't want to say the amount, but I'll say it rhymes with yen billion. When they make that kind of donation to your political campaign, you say, okay, well, you know what? I'll stay with you for 2 nights and we'll discuss strategy and order pizza and have powerful sex with great escorts.
Very nice. I there are all these made up national holidays, and today I want to know what your thoughts are on National Hot Chocolate Day.
So we're talking about Stacey Dash, the actress. That's what I call her, hot chocolate.
That's your nickname for her? I didn't know that. But we're
Bingo.
talking about hot chocolate, the drink. You ever have are you a fan of hot chocolate? Hot cocoa, as the kids call
I
it?
once had sex with somebody who was dressed like the Swiss Miss girl at a strong Halloween party. You've heard of this Swiss Miss?
I know Smith.
It's a
Yes.
chocolate. It's a hot chocolate. So she showed up and she was dressed as this very busty, the Swiss Miss, and she showed up to the Halloween party, and I said, "How'd you like some extra thick marshmallow goo in your hot chocolate?" And she said, "Yes, sir." And you know, that's that's how you party at Mar-A-Lago.
um, you really spoke in Texas. How was that rally?
Did you see Sleepy Joe can't get 4 people. He can't get Jill Biden to show up for a rally, but I show up to Texas for all those patriots, all those great Trump people, and my God, it was I would say it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. So many people. The rally was, look, tech stuff, and there's people out there. They want their country back. They want their president back. That's all they want. They want just peace and prosperity and a president who defends them and speaks strongly. And they can't wait. They can't wait for 2024. Not that I'm running. I can't, for federal election reasons.
You brought up Sleepy Joe. Did you hear that he cursed recently? Didn't know the mic was hot, and he cursed. What are your thoughts on him cursing?
He insulted a really sort of very strong reporter for Fox News,
Hmm.
Peter Ducey, and he called him such a nasty word. And I thought, this is nobody's ever treated. The media is very important in our country, not the fake news. As far as I'm concerned, they can drag those people out, castrate them, assault them, and burn them alive. That's the fake news. But the real news, like Fox News, Newsmax, LAN, you should respect them because they serve a very important role in our country. They report the truth about Sleepy Joe and radical left people, and we need to respect that. And Sleepy Joe doesn't respect the real news. He likes the fake news. Or like I said, if you're fake news, your home should be bombed. You should be slaughtered. Actually, not in your sleep. You should be woken up and then slaughtered so you know what's happening. And that's how I would treat the fake news. But I have great respect for real news.
You've
And
had a
also,
yes.
also Huey Lewis and the news is, you know, very good news.
You've had a very love-hate relationship with Fox News. Sometimes you don't like them, sometimes you like them. How do you feel about them today?
I think they're on the right side generally, but they're not OAN Newsmax level talent.
Right. Now, during this rally in Texas, you said something that it's been written in every piece of media. If elected, or if you ran and were elected, you would pardon the people arrested on January 6th, the peaceful protesters. Can you please go more into that?
Okay, tech stuff. Let's make it very simple. If I run for president, we already know I would win in a landslide. Third victory, by the way. The first thing I would do in office after, telling melatonin, can't divorce me, you got to do strong first lady sex again, would be to pardon all the patriots. All the people have been so mistreated. All the people who peacefully yelled the N-word at police officers, all the people who peacefully, broke windows, cursed, threatened to hug Mike Pence. They say hang, it was hug. And they can't believe there was so much love. They can't believe there was so much love from so many patriots. So they've turned it in, oh, the insurrection. Well, no, it was a peaceful protest where they were yelling the N word, but in as a term of endearment. There's my N word. That wasn't. This is what the fake news media does.
Like a
They
rapper would
turn
do.
right like a raper would do, and they were yelling the N word as a term of love. They were saying, "Hug Mike Pence. Look at him. Look at him. He loves men. He loves men. Hey, 20 men, go hug Mike Pence. Go hug him." And he ran like a dog because, mother was there. Mother was there, and he didn't want to see, he didn't want to see her hugging all those men. He tries to keep that private. So the fake news media, the disgusting, dishonest fake news media has turned this into a, I would say, a total false story. So I would pardon them immediately. All
Even the
of them.
ones who had to do with killing a police officer?
No, they didn't kill. No, no, no. There was no. I don't think there were. I mean, you know who we won't pardon? The person who assassinated Ashley Babbitt. Who, as we said on one of the, I think the Patreon, we just pray and hope that she's in heaven in a strong angels triangle with Fred Trump and Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's hope that she is living out her fantasy of that. There were 5 deaths on that day, actually. One was Ashley Babbitt. 4, I think, were innocent people who were trying to protect the Capitol.
They were trying to stop peaceful protest, and sometimes when you get in the way of a peaceful protest, you can get shot, you can get tased, you can get a flagpole rammed into your face. These are the things. When you're peacefully protesting, you don't want to get in the way of a peaceful protest, because when that peace is charging towards you, saying the N-word with great love, if you get, it's, you ever see the ocean? You ever see the ocean tech stuff?
I've seen it before. Yeah,
You see like a sunset on the ocean, and people take pictures, and they, oh, it's so beautiful. Look at the ocean. Look at what God gave us. These beautiful natural things. You ever see that?
Yeah.
And then sometimes the ocean is so beautiful that it creates huge waves that slaughter people, and they drown. We don't arrest do we arrest the ocean when it drowns some? No, we say, well, you know what, the ocean sometimes has a bad day. Sometimes you're drinking an ocean spray juice, and you're looking at the ocean, and all of a sudden a big wave comes through and drowns 42 people. And you don't say, arrest the ocean. No, you say, ocean, I respect you. Obviously, today was not a great day for beautiful ocean. And that's what, with peaceful protest, sometimes it's peaceful and beautiful. And then sometimes the peaceful protest is like a wave screaming the N-word, causing murder. And it doesn't mean it's a crime.
You also suggested during this rally that former Vice President Mike Pence should have overturned the election on
Even though I have problems with him, that's not true. He is actually still vice president.
Okay. Current Vice President Pence should have overturned the election on January 6th. Do you really believe that?
This is not tech stuff. When you act like I say these things, like I'm not 100% honest with a podcast. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, well, there was a button on the microphone, and all of a sudden it went red, and it was like the microphone was having its period. Mike Pence should have said, "Sir, Sleepy Joe's force, you're the president." It was he could have said it so simply, and he didn't say it. He said nothing. He said nothing, and he just sat there with his stupid smile, and he betrayed our country. And that's why the peaceful protest wanted to hug him. They wanted to hug him to death. They wanted to hug it. They said, hug him. They said, give him the Gaddafi. They wanted to love him the way Gaddafi. They wanted to give him so much love. They wanted to treat him like Gaddafi. They call it the Gaddafi Patriot hug.
I think Gaddafi was more than just hug, though, if you know what happened to him.
Well, sometimes peaceful protest can be very passionate. And, from what I hear, I don't think Gaddafi, maybe it was misinterpreted, but I can tell you, if they took a pipe and told big gay Mike Pence to spread him, he would feel the love.
I agree with you on that. But you don't have beef with Mike Pence now since
Mike Pence wishes he had beef.
But you did come out and say that you have a very strange relationship with Mike Pence, because some days you hate him and then some days you support him. And in this rally, you're suggesting
okay, tech stuff. Here's the thing. Obviously, It's your first episode, and that's I should be a little Christian forgiveness.
Okay.
But that's weak. We all know that's sort of the weak part of Christianity. And Mike Pence was, I think we've described him before as the evangelical gimp for Christ. And sometimes you're not happy with the gimp. Sometimes you bring him out of the prayer basement and you treat him badly because he's been naughty. And then other times you bring him out to, ground and pound Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and say, this is what you get. This is what you get when you're a radical left person. You get. So we respect Pence being a strong gimp for Christ, but sometimes he needs to be punished. You put that leather mask on and you say, VP, you've been VB, very bad. And so that's why it's sort of a unique, you don't see Guadalupe Harris being sort of willing to be a weapon and be punished. She just walks around with Sleepy Joe, cleaning up his diapers.
Wanted to know who your pick is. Is it Matthew Stafford and the Rams or Joe Burrow and the Bengals?
They remember the Bengals walk like an Egyptian.
Yes.
You remember that lead singer?
I do remember the lead singer. Yes. Is she still with us? I don't know if she's still with us today.
Oh, she's with us.
Okay.
She's aged like wine.
Okay.
Nicely, but I still don't want to deal with it because I don't drink wine and I don't hook up with old women. But the Bengals, they have bang in the name. They're from a strong Trump city, Cincinnati. And they have a very exciting young white quarterback who, by the way, you know what he did? He took Mahomey, everybody's African American champ. Oh, it's Patrick Mahomey. Well, he said, homie, don't play that. Remember that? Remember that? And from In Living Colored People, the show.
Mm-hmm. Didn't know you were a fan.
Well, no, you see something on your TV called In Living Colored People, and you say, well, okay, let's see what this is. I didn't think we could still call them colored. And, excuse me, In Living People of Color.
I think it was just In Living Color.
Well, however you pronounce it. But
okay.
Joe Burrows said, I'm going to, I didn't say this, but, he said it with his actions. I'm going to defeat Mahomey with my strong Cincinnati white talent. And he did. So even though we respect, and Mike Pence, he loves the Rams. He picked the Rams to win all the way. I don't even think he knew he was talking about football. He said, sir, I love the Ram. And, I don't know what that meant, but I assume it meant he was pro. He said, I love getting rammed with a staff. Ram me hard like a Ford truck with that staff. And I said, I think you meant the Rams and Matt Stafford. Yeah, Staff and Ford. So I think he's pro Rams. So I'm picking the Bengals. And we're just happy that Patrick Mahomey, is defeated, because he never said this, but I think he was probably Black Lives Matter, pro Black Lives Matter. And we can't have that because he's a black life. So I'm assuming he was pro Black Lives Matter. I found him quarterbacking to be very racist. Walking around, instead of saying all quarterbacks matter, he just had his own name on the back of the jersey. Like, I only support Mahomey. And so I thought that was racist. I thought it was very racist. And I also like that the owner of the Chiefs, I was surprised, but his name's Clark Cunt.
I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but
Clark Hunt.
I think it's Hunt, but
what did I say?
You said cunt. This is last.
No, I said Clark Cunt.
Okay.
And so, even though I respect the owner and his name, I was rooting very strongly and predicted, by the way, that Burrows would win. So he won. And now he's going up against Mike Pence's Ram job, I think, is what Mike Pence was. He was saying, like, during the game, I heard, I didn't know he was watching the game, but he was watching something and he was just screaming, give me the Ram job. And so, I think it'll be interesting to see who wins. Our strong, very powerful least racist president of all time, or ram job Pence.
What do you think of the halftime show? I'm excited for it. It's going to be Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar performing.
This is why the NFL nobody watches anymore. You notice they excluded all Trump affiliated rap artists, not one Jim Crow Records artist on the bill. No Ice Cube, no Kanye. Anybody who's bigger than Kanye in the rap game? Maybe Drake.
Right.
But you're basically talking Kanye is a legend and more recent than all these people. So they ignored Kanye. They ignored Ice Cube.
Lil Wayne.
They ignored Lil Wayne. Remember Lil Wayne? He also endorsed me, and then we gave him a nice pardon. How about that?
And Kid Rock, he can rap also, right?
Kid Rock, probably the best raper in the whole game. So all these great Jim Crow artists, who are, by the way, more relevant. I mean, Kendrick Lamar, who gives a shit, but he's a little more recent, but he's also annoying. And yet they ignored the whole roster of talent on Jim Crow Records. So we will be having our own halftime show on OAN. Okay. And it's called, what's so funny?
It's going to be all Jim Crow Records artists.
All Jim Crow.
That's awesome.
And we're calling it, you ready?
I'm ready.
We're calling it the 3/5 show. Instead of halftime, to show that it's not halftime. Jim Crow Records presents the 3/5 halftime show featuring Kanye, Ice Cube, Kid Rock, and Lil Wayne.
That's good competition for the regular halftime show.
The 3/5 halftime show on OAN. It's going to be a beauty, a real beauty.
Before we get back, Mr. President, February is coming up, brand new month, bonus episodes coming up, movie reviews, live Q&A, patreon.com/MPGA. We've had a lot more patrons sign up this past month. Let's keep it going for 2022 with more patrons.
I mean, notice nobody complains. Yes. Everybody, they hesitate, and then they say, sir, I like the show. I decided to support the Patreon. And then all of a sudden, they're like lifetime. I don't think all our supporters, we respect them a little bit. But it's sort of amazing that you can have 2 years of the greatest bonus content. I'm talking a lot of different exclusive videos, live episodes every month. We're doing it every month.
And bonus episodes too.
And then they wait, and then they sign up, and they say, sir, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I say, I know. I was there when I made it. And then all of a sudden, they're sliding into the DMs and being very inappropriate for a Christian president. But we love it.
That's it. So check it out. Try it at $5 level like a lot of people do, and then always end up upgrading. Patreon.com/MPGA. Check it out right before this month, because February is going to be a doozy. Now, Mr. President, I wanted to know if Vice President Pence was with you tonight. He's usually around, because I want to see what he has to say about not overturning the election on January 6th, if he is available.
You know what? I anticipated you doing this, so I rang his bell in the dungeon so that he would know he had to, finish up whatever the hell he was doing down there. So, all right, Pence, I'm gonna go get at McDonald's for a minute. You want to talk? Okay. You came running. Needless to say, I just lost another TV because he said, sir, did you say Jay Hogg wants to talk to me? And I said, no, I don't even know who that is, but he ran in. I lost another TV. Okay. I'm going to go get big gay Mike Pence.
Okay. Is he coming up from the dungeon?
J-Nog, how are you, sir?
How are you? I'm glad the Rams won. You must be very happy.
Oh, let me tell you, when and obviously the president is correct that I am a fan of Matthew's staff, but Aaron Donald, I have to tell you, that is a powerful man. That is a strong, strong man. I mean, when you see a guy like that pushing around large NFL players, you say, boy, I wouldn't mind getting pushed around by him. But it's a big day in the Pence household because obviously we care about our Christian holidays, Easter, Christmas. But a little holiday that I sort of like that doesn't get as much attention in February, Grinder Hog Day on February 2nd. Love that day. It's just a great day of prayer and worshiping and just good fun. Good fun. Grinder Hog Day on February 2nd. You open up that Grinder app and you pray with some young men, and it's a beautiful holiday, and I think it needs to be talked about a little bit more.
The groundhog comes out of his hole on that one.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I don't know. Now, Vice President Pence, I wanted to know.
Have you been working out, Jay? I hate it when you show up in a sweatshirt. We don't get to see all that you're working with. But I guess it must be cold in radical left New York. You don't feel that red-blooded warmth of the red states.
No, it's very cold here. It just snowed. I wanted to know.
Are your nipples hard?
No, they're not right now. I'm inside. But Mr. President said that you should have overturned the election on January 6th. And I wanted to know what you thought of what he said.
Donald J. Trump is, for my money, the greatest leader this country has ever had. I fought for him, I defended him, and I still defend him. And I think we're seeing what happens when you put a Sleepy Joe in charge instead of a strong, powerful, masculine leader like Donald J. Trump. That said, this is a small point that our great president and I have a disagreement with. If there were any flexibility in the Constitution, and I mean any flexibility, I would have been willing to die for that president on January 6th. I would have said, any radical left Democrat who wants to stop me from stopping this certification, you can come up here and you can pound my asshole to death. If that's where I was willing to go to defend this president.
Wow.
But the Constitution is
to death. Wow.
The Constitution is airtight, like the anus of a Greek apprentice. There is really no room. There is no wiggle room. There is no place to insert yourself and make the changes that you want to make. So unfortunately, I understand the president's passion. I appreciate it. I admire it. And I think he's going to be our president again very soon. But unfortunately, the words of our great founding fathers, or as I like to call them, the founding daddies, was airtight. And while I respect the emotion and passion of our president, there was nothing for me to do. And if there was, I would have absolutely done it.
I understand. Well,
and if the Constitution changes, if they change the rules, I'll be the first one on my knees, taking it hard and fast to get this president back in office.
Well, thank you so much, Vice President Pence, for coming on and just telling us your thoughts about overturning the election on January 6th. Now, I'm sure.
And remember, if the grinder hog sees his shadow on February 2nd, it's 6 more weeks of pounding.
I didn't know that. But, good luck on Grinder Hog Day. And I'm sure you have some business to take care of in the dungeon. If we could speak to Mr. President again. Thank you so much, Vice President Pence.
Thank you, Jay. And you're looking very strong.
Thank you.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, it was a little strange. And Mr. President, I have a few more questions for you. Well,
is it weird that when I went down to the basement, Mike Pence had a bunch of pictures of you up on the wall, like he was taking video screenshots from all the YouTube episodes? By the way, we're on YouTube, folks.
That's a little strange for sure. Um, Lindsey Graham was saying that your pardoning remarks was inappropriate, and guess who had your back? Your ride or die. Can you guess who had your back?
Oh, I hope it was my beautiful Lauren Boebert.
It was not. It was your
Like,
CrossFit queen.
excuse me, it wasn't. Are you saying she didn't have my back?
Well, not in the article that I read.
Oh, you should look for better. You should look for better articles because I have Boebert tweeted me. Well, not we on Parlor, but she
Right.
parlored me and she sent me a nude and said it was like from the back, but enough that she could see the little nipple from the
Mm-hmm.
side boob.
I got you.
And so she was turned and she said, "Sir, I have your back." And it was like her backside. So we like that. That's
That is
called
nice.
strong. That's called being a strong member of Congress.
It was Marjorie Taylor Greene who
Oh,
automatically
Doug,
spoke
Doug the
up.
bounty hunter. We love her. She's tough. Oh, she's tough. I don't think Lindsey Graham, we call him Little Gay Lindsey, LGL, not to be confused with Big Gay Mike Pence. LGL does not want any part of MTG.
No, not at all.
I want my MTG.
Now, there's another rumor. Allegedly, Ted Cruz wants to be president and run for president. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, his
I think
father
that's
killed
amusing.
Kennedy and his wife is an ugly dog.
Does he have any shot?
I know. It's what I will enjoy if he runs for president, and I think he'll enjoy it too. Insulting him all over again and watching him take it and pretend to be mad. And then when I get elected, he'll just say, "I support this president," and it'll be great. You'll watch his daughters lose respect for him. You'll watch his ugly wife cry ugly tears. His Kennedy assassinating father will roll over in his stupid grave, and he'll just stand there and be stupid and a loser.
He got whooped last time. Wasn't he really even in the talking? Why would he come out and say this again with also I know you're whipping his you would whip his butt
Did I
also, but
mention his wife is
DeSantis.
ugly?
You did mention it, but you mentioned
Well,
it
he's
twice
probably at
now.
home with his ugly wife, and he says anything can be better than this. And so I'd rather get beat up by Donald J. Trump than have to sit next to my ugly wife.
Let's say for some reason, hypothetically, you couldn't run for some reason. Would DeSantis kick his butt also?
Dumb Ron has no chance because the reason Ted Cruz would have a chance against DeSantis is because DeSantis is disloyal, and at least Cruz, when Cruz was done, cuck Cruz, we call him. Once he was done getting cucked by me, he came around and was like, "I'll do whatever you think, sir." So I think my supporters will look at that and say, at least when it counted, he respected our president. He didn't abandon our president during the Sleepy Joe era.
So if you had to choose a side between Cruz, Cuck Cruz, and Dumb DeSantis, you would pick Cuck Cruz.
No, a head-on car collision between the two of them is what I'd root for.
But if you had to choose one,
No, without seatbelts and
if you had,
flammable liquid being poured on them.
but if you had to choose one, who'd you choose?
Cruz.
Cuck Cruz wins. Now, Mr. President, I know your time is very, very valuable, but February is a very special month. It's Black History Month.
And that's why we wanted to start it out with the 3/5 concert, halftime concert with Jim Crow Records.
That's right. Are you looking forward to Black History Month?
No,
Why not? Because
it's racist.
Because when this episode goes up, it will be officially Black History Month.
And it'll officially be the worst, most racist month of the year.
Why is it racist?
It's called history. Why is it black?
Well, it's a month where they celebrate all Black history.
I bet you they don't celebrate all of it. I bet you they don't talk about Jim Crow records. They probably don't talk about Clarence Thomas, the great self-hating Supreme Court justice. They probably don't run Stacey Dash movie marathons, and they certainly don't talk about what a great patriot Candace Owens is.
Probably
No, instead
not.
they talk about, oh, Jesse Owens. Okay, what about Candace Owens? You notice, oh, Jesse Owens, he won Olympic medals in front of Hitler. Okay, well, guess what? Hitler killed himself before Candace Owens even showed up because he was more scared of her strong blackness than he was Candace Owens. Excuse me, Jesse Owens.
Okay.
You know, remember Jesse's Girl?
I do remember that song. Yes.
Well, I don't know. She might have been black,
No one knows.
and that's
I wanted-
racist.
Last thing I wanted to ask you about, there's going to be a new Supreme Court justice, and this Supreme Court justice is going to be a Black woman. I want to know what you think of that.
Racist.
Why is it racist?
Because Sleepy Joe, all he wanted to do, we've had I read this, like 114 Supreme Court justices. And by coincidence, 0 of them have been Black women.
So do you think it's time for a change?
Maybe. But to declare it, they said, I'm going to pick up, he didn't even know what he was talking. He just said, I'm going to pick a Black woman. That's all he said. He didn't care who, he didn't know any of the Black women. I don't think he knows any Black women. And he said, I'm picking a Black woman. And just like, you didn't see me when I got elected. You know what I said? I will pick strong justices who respect our Constitution. That's all. I didn't say woman, man. I didn't say white. I didn't say white with a tan. I didn't say pale white. I didn't say creamy white. I didn't say cream of wheat. I said just a strong justice. And Sleepy Joe gets up there and says, Jack, she's going to be a Black. Bars. Accidental, though. See, I'm so good at raping that I will rhyme as Sleepy Joe by accident. I actually just gave Sleepy Joe a bar by accident because I have so much talent. And basically what I'm saying is, hey, Jack, she's going to be a Black. And I don't care about qualifications as long as she's from an African nation. So if you will please listen to me while I mumble and stutter, I'm going to pick somebody the opposite color of butter. Bars.
That was double bars
Jack.
right there.
Come on, man. I'm picking an African because I want to piss off the right and all our great whites. So while you're worrying about my son Hunter, I'm going to pick an N-word. And that was Sleepy Joe who said that. That was racist by him. In the rap, that was him.
If someone could pull that audio and put it behind a hot beat, that would be awesome.
And hopefully somebody affiliated with Jim Crow Records, okay, non-radical left strong hip hop company.
Yes, please, someone from Jim Crow, please cut that up. Mr. President, I appreciate your time every single week with the bonus episodes, and especially ending on such powerful bars. I don't know if there's any better way to end this episode. So thank you so much, and we look forward to
You know what? It's
hearing-
nice.
Yes.
It's nice to have a tech stuff guy finally say thank you. You could have said sir. You didn't say sir, but you said thank you, and that's a lot better than a lot of the tech stuff radical left nonsense we get.
Well, I just have a couple of things to say before you can take the stage again, Mr. President.
Oh no. Okay.
Yes.
Well. Okay. So apparently, all the tech stuff people have to do this.
Yes. If you haven't already, please check out my special on Amazon. It's Something from Nothing, part documentary, part comedy special. People been saying awesome things, and I really appreciate all the kind words. And if you hadn't checked it out, please check it out. Something from Nothing on Amazon, also on YouTube, Vimeo, also an cable on demand provider. Gigs coming up February, very busy. February 10th, I'll be in Stafford Springs at 7 p.m. in Connecticut. On the 11th, I'll be at the Water's Edge Resort at 7:30. Go to comedycraftbeer.com for tickets for those two shows. Be at Fairfield Comedy Club on the 12th at 7 p.m. fairfieldcomedyclub.com for tickets for that. And the 13th and 14th for the Super Bowl and for Valentine's Day, I'll be at the Borgata in Atlantic City at 7 p.m. And on the 15th, if you live in Westchester, I will be at Gordo's North at 8 p.m. With me will be Joe Matarese and Adrian Appalucci. So that is an awesome show there. Check out any of those shows coming up, and also check out the special, Something from Nothing, please. Thank you very much. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Hey guys. What's up, guys? Joe Biden in China. Yeah, big week for me, big month. If you're still listening, for Christ's sake, please listen to it's weird to say that, but I'm still burned by the fans who showed up and missed my special taping because they didn't listen till the end of the episode. But I'm in San Jose, California this week. So if you hear this episode, either Patreon or Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and you're in Northern California, San Jose Improv, 8 p.m., February 2nd. Huge show. Ass ticket sales. Awful ticket sales right now. Flappers in Burbank, Sunday, 9 p.m. There's no football. At least one Hollywood A-lister going to be there. And
Nice.
It will be really weird if I have like a crowd that's like 20% capacity, but then like 20% of my audience is famous people. It will somehow be even more embarrassing if I have several famous people show. And it's like, yeah, apparently regular folks had to fuck off, but apparently these celebrities showed up for the show.
It looked like your weirdest bringer show ever.
Yeah. I brought 3 friends, 2 fans, and some Emmy and Grammy winners. And then just outside of Salt Lake City, I think a lot of enthusiasm for the Utah show, which I appreciate. So February 10th, that's at Wise Guys in Jordan Landing. And then February 20th, mark your calendars. That's when my little character makes his Billions debut. Hopefully it's not a one and done, but as of now it's one and done. But if the show gets renewed, it is always something that could be brought back if they decide. And after that, the next big news for me will be when I have special information, either where it's going to air, but more likely where it's going to sell. So thank you for listening. Hopefully you made through all this. And as always, God help us all.